Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the anime, and I just realized that I haven't talked about it, I just kind of slipped my mind, but I think today's the perfect day. As of now, it is April the 3rd in Australia. It's 11 o'clock, which means that the anime in Japan would have aired probably like an hour ago. Today, the first episode on television, because we've already seen all the ones on YouTube. They've aired it like 3 times. So, yeah, like, what's my impression? I think it's good. That's it, video done. But there's a lot of takes on the anime which are a bit funny, I have to say. The anime itself, it felt like a real anime. It didn't feel like some extra product placement, a long ad, which is what a lot of card game animes become. Especially Vanguard. I think Vanguard is the most addiest of them all because they do add ads for their product in the anime itself, rather than other card game animes which are all like, oh, these are the mystical cards that randomly appear to my deck. That specifically counter yours. So, yeah, out of all of them, Vanguard was the addiest of them all, originally, but also it was kind of the most realist out of them all before they introduced a lot of the world-saving concepts. The Psyqualias got real and things like that, so it's kind of different. It was kind of different at the beginning. At the middle, it kind of became like other card game animes where you had to save the world, etc, etc. We don't know where overdress is gonna be, but I think after it became like that, after it just became another generic kind of save the world with cards anime, it kind of lowered in quality. Though I have to say, G was really, really good, but that's on a different kind of scale, right? There's a different reason why G was really good. But the one thing that I've seen before, just by watching the first episode for overdress, is things like, oh, I didn't know what was going on, I didn't see much of the card fight, I didn't know whose turn it was, and I have to say, it doesn't matter. Right, it doesn't matter. I want to put it this way, right? The anime that they made for overdress does not feel like it was meant for the card gamers. And that sounds weird because they're selling card games, right? Vanguard is a card game at its core, and it seems weird that they're not catering to their main market. And I have to say that's the whole point, right? Why spend a lot of money to just cater to your main market? Because they already know you're hooked, right? They know I'm likely gonna buy overdress, and there's no reason why I won't, because it's only 333 yen. They're basically targeting the normies, well, actually, the normies, right? The people who don't actually play the card games, the people who like anime, which is basically a lot of people in not America. Well, America, a lot of people like card games in America. A lot of people in Japan, a lot of them do, especially at the time slot they're going for, which is like 8 AM, I think. So they're targeting that, and they just made a normal anime that surprisingly has a very, very cheap start deck to begin with. So why would you want to spend all this money to just cater to the audience that you already got? They already have the card games, right? They want more people. They have a plan that this overdress series lasts for 10 years, right? In order to create a big base that lasts for 10 years, they need new blood. Right? They need new players, they need new people. They need a more kind of, how do you say it? Like, they need an attack on every single facet of media, right? Like, Vanguard is not just about card games anymore, because if it's only about card games, it is very fallible, because that's the only thing they have, right? But they want it to be about, the anime. The anime can be its own thing. It can be about the story, rather than just them playing cards and showing you new card effects, right? That was why G, in my opinion, was one of the better ones out of all of them, because their story was actually okay. It was about character growth, it was about great soundtracks and all that, versus like, what, the later parts of the original series, which was kind of just Kai losing for like 20 episodes until finally he's allowed to win. That was basically every single news arc in the original Cardfight Vanguard. Aichi loses for 20 episodes, and then finally he got some new cards, and the plot allows him to win, right? So overall, like, that was why G was better, and I can kind of see why they're going for a different route with overdress. They're going for more quality over quantity, and it's just to make sure that there is not just the card game that is keeping Vanguard alive. There is a base of other more like casual anime watchers, and that's also why they're spending so much money in creating these like circles, right? Remember one of the Tuesday streams, they showed like they were going to invest a lot into communities. I think nearly like 5,000 USD for communities, like for just one group, to like run events and things like that. So they're investing a lot into that community aspect, and that's just to build build the overall Vanguard IP into something that's just more than card games, which will allow it to last for a very, very long time. And we all know how card gaming is a niche thing, and in Japan it's a big thing, right? It's way bigger than it is in the West and all that, but it's not like you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right? You want to expand, you want it to grow, and by getting more of these new members, even if it's just for like, I like watching the anime, I like the lore of Cray, maybe I don't like playing the card game, maybe they're gonna release like a dating sim or a game or whatever later on that's like not card game related. But if they have the people there for that, that just means that there's more ability for the Vanguard itself to continue growing as a whole, right? So overall, yes, I do think the anime was good. It was very interesting to watch. I'm not too fussed about watching card games play as much. They're definitely still gonna show the more important points, to show like the cool new cards, the shiny new cards coming out. Although it's only 12 episodes, so they're only gonna probably show like booster pack 1 and 2 stuff, and then when 3 comes around, maybe they start a new series, but there's like a hiatus there. But like for me, you know, if you're serious about watching I know people like to watch the cards getting revealed on the anime. I wasn't really too fussed about it because 1, we don't really know all the effects when they show it, and then 2, like you want to see the card in action, but back then, even when they revealed a new card, there was clear budget issues, right? You saw the new card, it looked kind of cool, but it was also kind of low quality because, you know, the animation was just like kind of a bit bland. But then you had like them do their attack, and their attack, you'd go, okay, the attack is a very, very cool name. But the animation for it was just like a couple of lines that you could just get stock from like Adobe Premiere, something like that. I don't know. It was very underwhelming, the attack. You would assume that like a dragon would shoot a giant laser beam from its mouth, but he called in rain, and that dealt like 2 billion damage to everyone. No, they couldn't defend it. It wasn't very good. So like from what we've seen so far, the attacks and all that, the attack animations, going into final rush, there's like a football that turns into a meteor that explodes. That stuff actually looks cool, right? It looks like impactful. It feels like they're just compressing. They're gonna show you the cool attack once, and that's perfect. That's perfect. But also, if you are watching the anime for the new card reveals, you don't have to. You don't have to. The world has evolved since 2011. There are things called Tuesday streams now, which they just show you everything that you need to know, right? And they give you the perfect information that you need. They give you the card effects and all that. So if you were an actual serious streamer, you'd be watching Different Fights Tuesday stream where he translates everything, or you'd be watching the official stream, of course. But we have an outlet already that is weekly that will tell us good cards effects, like perfect card effects. So we don't need the anime anymore. We don't need the anime. The anime is this there to look cool, to show how cool anime is to probably a wider audience, and to show us some cool effects and long legs. Don't forget the long legs, because this is clamp designs, right? But yeah, we don't need that anime to show us, you know, card effects anymore. We have Tuesday streams, and that is a regular thing now in the Vanguard TCG culture. We all know Tuesday is coming, or maybe it's Monday in America, but we know Tuesday is coming. We're gonna get new effects, probably. We're gonna get new reveals for TCG, or just overall everything in Vanguard, that we don't have to rely on an anime anymore to show us what's coming in the next few packs. And although we'll still get the glimpses, we might still get the glimpses, we'll get like, oh, it's a new card, but we know that on Tuesday, when Tuesday comes, we're gonna get everything that we need to know about it. So overall, I think that is kind of where the anime is going, and I totally agree with it. I think it's a great choice. We do need more players in Vanguard, or more people supporting the Vanguard community in order for this to grow. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the anime. The anime was kind of not for us, not for the TCG people. Like, the TCG people still watch it for sure, but it was definitely more on to get other people into the game, and getting other people into the game, and having just casting your net out, try and get as many fish as possible, I think is the correct move. And growing this community more than just the TCG, I think is a good thing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye. Oh, don't forget to watch the anime.